Hello, friends. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Happy Sunday. 4 on the nose. So glad you could come. Have you been doing okay? I hope so. Just going to wait and see who else can join us. And even if it's just you, you'll be my guest of honor. We're going to just carry on with our lace journal. Lots of yard work. I've been babying my garden at myself. Kind of nice to get out there before it gets super hot because I know that's on the way. Hello, friends. Anybody else visiting with us right now? I hope you'll let me know you're here in the chat. Just say hey. I'm just sorting through what we might do for the next couple pages while I wait for a few people. I have a cup of tea over here. It's a different one. It's a Tazo, forgot, wild sweet orange. It's really good. So let's see who else might come. I had a wonderful Mother's Day. It's hard to believe a whole week has gone by already. So I haven't really decided what we're going to put on the next couple pages, but I am going to keep it with these nice neutral colors. You know what, I had said I was going to work on a solid color so that it shows up a little better. Oh, tilling up the area. That's great. Oh, sunflowers. I don't think our space is big enough for sunflowers, but I used to grow them when I was young and still living at home. I love sunflowers. And you know, I didn't know there's so many varieties of sunflowers. I just learned that. I'm going to move this. Hey, Shaz. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. I hope you're doing okay. I hope Glenn's getting stronger every day. I don't know where that came from. I'm moving this and putting another tablecloth so that what I'm working on hopefully won't compete with the print on the other tablecloth as much because I'm working with mostly neutral colors. Let's see if I can get this straightened out enough. It was just a last minute thought that I should work on something less busy. We're about to get into hot weather here in South Carolina. Ooh, 3 varieties of sunflowers. Wow. I bet they're going to be so pretty. And one's variegated. Hey, Angie. Glenn is recovering slow. Ugh, I'm sure that's so challenging. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad to see everyone here. We'll give everyone a couple more minutes to see who else might want to join us. I always look forward to being able to do this with you guys. It does feel like I'm just having a little crafting time with girlfriends, and who doesn't need that? It's always a welcome moment for me. Let's see. I'm trying to get this so that, yeah, I think that'll be much better. Too bad we're not neighbors. We could visit each other's gardens. So these are the 2 pages we did last time we were together. I hope I'm not too far away. Rusty! You're okay. Of course the dog sees somebody. I think he really does do that on purpose. Okay. Well, anyway, you guys, I'm going to do a little giveaway. I'm not going to do it right now, but I just wanted to remind you and thank you again for your sweet comments on my container garden video. That's the only one I had up lately. So that was the one I thought I would just do the drawing from those names. And you guys have all, I think, commented on that. So, of course, your name will be in the drawing. And today I just have simply a pair of scissors. Well, I had a pair of scissors. Did I drop them? And my Fabri-Tac. Here they are. Oh, and my much needed cup of tea. And I'm gonna just craft and chat with you guys. I hope it's not boring, but I just thought this would be a really fun way to complete a journal in a leisurely way. And if you guys want to craft along with me, if you have the space, that would be great. Otherwise, by the time I finish this, I really want to do a giveaway with this actual journal. It makes me a little sad though, because I want to make one for each of you, because I feel like our group is so small. It would be fun to have something for everyone. So I'm thinking along those lines. That even if you don't win the big journal, maybe I can craft some things enough to send everybody a little something, just as a way of saying thank you for joining me on my lives. And so I have this big tray of laces and trims, and I do have a little idea of some things I want to do. For the next page, I thought I would use an image. What did I do with that image? I had an image here that I stitched around. So you guys are, I hope, doing well. I hope you haven't encountered any major setbacks over the last couple of weeks. We didn't get to chat last week. Trying to find the little image that I printed and matted for the journal. I know it's here, so I'll just chat with you while I dig for it. There it is. So they supposedly, and I won't stay on the subject long, but supposedly there's another COVID surge that's about to hit, and lots of people are getting another variant. But we thought it was going through our house, but really right now it just feels like a cold no matter what it is. So I'm hoping that's what it was and that it's far, far gone now. But I think it's just going to be a way of life from now on. And unfortunately, there's people dealing with all those long COVID symptoms. And so I think rather than belabor it, we just have to, I hate to say embrace it, but accept it and carry on. So other than that, I hope everyone's staying as healthy as you can. It's really, it's too bad that we've got that going on during the best part of the year to me, which is spring, and everybody's hoping to get out and about, and I hope we can all do it safely. So in my container garden video, I was showing you guys the dove that, well, I didn't show you the dove actually. She wasn't in her nest, and so I thought I was safe to start using my water spigot again, which is directly below her nest. Well, I went out to go use the water spigot, and she's back sitting on eggs, another batch of eggs. And I thought birds didn't use the same nest twice, but she is clearly using the same nest, and she is very, of course, protective of her eggs. So I'm back to being traumatized and I can't go over there. And use my water spigot. So I have to get extra watering. I had to get an extra watering can, and I have to just do manual labor when it comes to watering my container garden, but at least it's not a very big garden. And I guess it is extra exercise. So until she's done, with her nest, I'm going to steer clear. Triple jabbed and still got it 3 times. I know. I feel like that's why I didn't get my booster, because I ended up getting COVID before I got the booster. And then my doctor didn't seem to think it was a big deal after that. So I think everyone's going to get different messages on what to do and why and all of that. I hope you can see this. I'm working with neutral colors. Yeah, I do think it's the new cold. That's what I've been calling it. And if you say anything, then you've got to follow all that protocol and miss work, and it's just really hard to know what to do. It's hard to know what the right thing is to do. I love this. You guys, do you see this pleated? It's pleated, but it also has like little crocheted lace edges. So I'm going to use this on these two. Wait, I hope it's long enough. Do I have enough to trim both sides? I think I do. I kind of want to trim both sides the same. And I might just see if I can put this down just a teeny bit closer. I don't know if that helped or not. It's on a book, and I'm sorry that that's sort of in the way. But let's get started here. I do love Fabri-Tac. The only reason I use it, though, because it's very expensive. I wish this stuff wasn't so expensive, but the way I afford it is I wait for the 50% off coupon at Joann Fabrics, and that's the only thing I buy with it. I make sure I use my coupon for my glue, because once you start using it, you really kind of get almost addicted to it. It's so good. So I'm going to use this trim, which is so pretty. It's one of my favorites. What is everybody crafting? Anybody crafting anything special lately? This week feels like it's been a whirlwind, and I really haven't gotten any additional crafting done. Yeah, I do think it's better than hot glue. Mainly because I burn the heck out of myself with hot glue. I can't be trusted with a glue gun. You guys, I have a younger brother. He lives in Atlanta, and he's not married, has no kids. And sometimes he can just be the most generous soul. Other times, not so much. But this is a new laptop. I don't know if you can tell. Normally, I have the purple one. He sent me a laptop for Mother's Day. I was so floored. I told my sister, I'm like, he's not dying or anything, is he? Because that's just not like him. She said, oh, just tell him thank you, because you never know. You never know what he's up to, and that's true. He does the same thing with our kids. Out of the blue, he'll send them something that they weren't expecting, which is very sweet. So this piece is not quite long enough to trim the other side of my page. So I'm going to use it, but then I'm going to put the same trim flower on the corner to extend it. I need to elevate this a little bit. Hold on 1 second. I have a plan. Just want this to get a little closer to your viewing. Yeah, that'll work. So anybody else able to join us right now, I hope? Is anybody else watching incognito? I don't mind that at all. Sometimes people call it lurking, but I don't know if I'd call it lurking. Sometimes you just want to watch quietly on other people's lives. and I'm perfectly fine with that. However, I do love when you say you're there because then we know who's visiting with us. So if you're there and just a little shy, please don't be. We would love to have you. The more the merrier. I hope all of us can make it a habit each week so that you may have, a little something to look forward to. And if you were here, I'd pour you a cup of tea and make you some little shortbread cookies or something to go with it. I just love this creamy ivory color. So I'm trimming the pages with this, and then I'm going to stick this here. And then I need something for the top of the page. Again, I have this really pretty eyelet fabric. Let's see, what do I want to trim the top with? Maybe nothing extremely fancy. I don't like that. So you guys, do you have a preference, paper craft or fabric craft? If you could choose, which is your favorite to do, paper or fabric? Anybody? I'm in a toss up because I don't really know which one I like best. Joanne likes fabric. Maybe that's why you're enjoying the fabric journal from start to finish. Anybody else have a favorite? Paper or fabric? Actually, I think my friends Angie and Shaz do some amazing paper crafting. You both make me try to hang in there with card making because you both make such amazing cards. And Angie, I tried to do your paper roses and I decided you're the queen of the paper roses. Rusty, shh. He's just wanting to be heard. That's true. You do put fabric. And I guess that's another option too. Both paper and fabric. Yeah, I agree, Angie. I like both. That's a problem for me though, because I try not to pull it all out and then I start, fabric crafting and I realize I need some stuff from my paper crafting and it's totally different boxes and things. And so before I know it, I've got all my paper crafting stuff out. At the same time, I have all of my fabric crafting things out, and it's just mayhem. This is a really pretty antique lace that I bought from a fabric store. And it's what's it called? The Salvage Shop. It's like a aluminum building. I don't know how to explain it. Prefab kind of building, but if you go inside, it looks like this old salvage warehouse, and they have all these reams and bolts of lace and trim, and sometimes they have really good selections, sometimes not so much, but really good prices. So it's not too far from me. I guess it's about a 40-minute drive. I lately have been staying away though because I just don't need anything. Yeah, Angie, you made once and you sent me the pattern. I just came across it not long ago, for the lace, round lace bag. And that was so pretty. Um, and I think you even made me one. I'm trying to remember. But I cherish everything you guys send me. Shaz sent me this beautiful shadow box. I think that's what you would call it. With a beautiful diorama pictures inside. So I just like this crafting community because we all do such different things using the same kind of materials, paper and lace. And they just come up with such unique styles and designs. So I decided to trim the top and the bottom of these two pages with this really pretty creamy uh, lace. And it was flat lace, but I've ruffled it with just a running stitch. And I think I had mentioned before that I sat down one day and just started putting a running stitch through a lot of my strips of lace so that I could gather them quickly to make flowers or to trim pages, because I really love ruffled pages. I've always loved it. Thank you. I'm glad you do. I just always feel like I should be sending out more happy mail though. So I don't know. I've been so blessed by things you guys have done in such generous ways, and I haven't gotten back to really getting on the ball with sending happy mail. I got really disillusioned by the package that I sent Mary, and I decided to do it in two separate packages to defray the cost, and one of them never made it to her. And of course, it was the one with the journal, the main swap item, and it never came, and tracking wouldn't work on it, and it was just a nightmare. Well, it tracked it and said it had been delivered, but it must have been delivered to the wrong house, and then from there was nothing else they could do. And I think ever since then I just got timid about putting anything in the mail. But I'm back on it because I'm joining on Debbie Brown's ACT card one. I never made an ACT card. I didn't even really know, um, what it was, but I think it'll be fun. So if you guys know of anybody having a giveaway, with summer coming, I'll have more time. And I really love doing giveaways or participating in giveaways, I should say. This time I'm not going to get in over my head because there have been times where I just agree to so many and then I end up overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all these entries done? Okay, so I've got this. Now I'm going to layer it with something else. Let's see. I should have another flower piece here. Oh, sorry, guys. Hi. Hello. Sorry, let me try to fix this. I hope nobody just got seasick. I don't know how you couldn't. That was kind of crazy. Are you still there? Don't leave me. Okay. Try that again. Okay. So this time of day, my husband leaves for work. He works a really crazy shift on Sundays where he leaves and doesn't get back till like 5 a.m. And then my younger son goes to youth group. So if you hear anybody putzing around, he'll be leaving soon. I'm trying to see where that bling went. I have some bling to go in the middle of my flower. Or do I want to do another? Ooh, I like that. Hey, I'm glad you stopped by. Over 50 and fabulous, and please remind me of your name. I love watching your videos. So you guys, I did these. I'll sometimes think I make ephemera for my crafts and then I set it aside and never use them. So I dug through and found this little cameo one, and I think it's really pretty. I'm going to find a spot on the page for that. And let's see. Let's work on this flower. I don't like that too much. And I always come across these little fun things. Let's use one of these. A little chiffon one. Lynn, yes. Hey, Lynn. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. All right. So I'm going to layer him on maybe. Whenever I layer on top of something, I'm always afraid I'm covering too much of it up. And I really want it to show through. So you know what I'll do is I'll put one of these on. Let it dangle a little bit. I think that's the fun part of doing lace books is layering and just playing with all of the different laces, and sometimes you don't really see what you want until you play with it. And I think that's where I'm going with this one, because I like how this one has a little bit of shimmer. And I think I have some cheesecloth. Let me check. Okay, guys, and then I was going to show you what I'm going to put in the giveaway packet here in just a minute. A little bit of lace trim, and we'll put the image on the other page. Oh, here it is. I've got some cheesecloth, because if you're new to lace crafting, we do have a thing for cheesecloth, and just how tatty it can be. Tattered, tatty. I don't know if that's a word or not. So I was saying I had a very lovely Mother's Day. Very quiet. Ended up not spending it with my sister because their family had COVID exposures, which is, like I said, I think just becoming a way of life. Where's my glue? Here it is. When everything went toppling, I lost my glue, but here it is. So I'm just going to put a couple layers of cheesecloth, and then I'm going to put my sparkly flower, which is this one, on top. Oh, I want to put the leaves off to the side. Sometimes it seems like I don't have a method to my madness, but I actually do. That little sequin came off, so we're just going to stick it back there. Okay, and that's going to be there. Now I'm going to do a belly band across. Oh, I do like that. I like anything botanical or leaf-like. Oh, I don't know, maybe a corner one. Let's play a little bit more. Might be able to be a little more creative. What did I do? Oh, on this side, we did this little tatted pocket. But I think I have another pocket. Where did I put that one? I hope working out of a mess doesn't make you nervous. Some people can't stand to see a pile. It makes them nervous. I don't know if you guys know, I have a twin sister, and we're exact opposites when it comes to, she's extremely tidy. We're the Felix and, I forgot, Alex and Felix. I can't remember. Anyway, the odd couple. She's very organized. You can't lay your glass down for 2 seconds or it's going to be in the dishwasher. Hi, Joan. Welcome. So glad you're here. We're back to putting the pages on the journal. I have a pocket that I made with some of the eyelet lace. So I'm going to attach the pocket and decorate that a little bit. You know what else I want to do? I want to enhance the top and the bottom of my lace with some flat back pearls. So I'm basically just showing you what I do as my process for building the pages of a fabric journal. And if you do a doily journal and you want to just keep the pages round, if the doily is round, it's the exact same method. You just decorate the pages in the round instead of in a rectangle like a regular book. And I'm going to keep these double. No worries. I'm hoping you're able to catch up on the live videos after the fact if you're interested. I leave them up. So I notice some people that do live videos, they take them down after they've been live. I don't tend to do that. So all my live videos are up. I hope you're not hearing these notifications. Let me get rid of that one. So we're just glad you could join us. I'm going to do that same thing on the bottom. One thing I did notice though about Fabri-Tac, you guys, is it will take the sheen off of your pearls if you're not careful. So I do have to pay attention to that. So if you can see, I just put that trim to make that straighter. Let me just look at it. Yeah. So put that on there. You didn't get a notification? You know what? I was going to mention that to you guys. For some reason, I mean, I never do the, ring the bell and da-da-da-da-da, but I'm beginning to think I need to, because if you go for a certain amount of time without watching somebody's videos where you did have the notification bell rung on their channel, but you just don't get a chance to watch their videos very often, I think YouTube unchecks it, because there have been a lot of the people I subscribe to, I know I rang the notification bell on their channel, but maybe don't get to watch their videos as often as I used to. And then when I go back over, I think of them and I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened to so-and-so. I go and check, and they have had plenty of new videos up, but the bell isn't checked anymore. So I don't know. There's a lot of interesting quirks to YouTube. And the live just came up. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like I know certain people go live at certain times that I watch, but I don't get the notification. So I go over to their channel and it says live now. I'm like, oh, they're already live. I didn't get notified. So I apologize. I know sometimes it can be a little tricky to stay on top of it, but you kind of have to check YouTube because you don't always get what you think you're getting. Okay, so I really like that. And then I'm probably going to put a trim along these edges too. But let's put our image on. So on my image, this is just a lady, and I think she's putting flowers in a vase. Oh, okay. That's good to know. But I always check for yours, Shaz. I'm always saying, I wonder if Shaz has a video. I do that with Angie and quite a few of the people that I love to see their videos. So this, I love pictures of it. Looks like ladies of leisure, and they're in these beautiful dresses and they're watering plants or just sitting in the garden reading a book. It just seems like a dreamy kind of life. What I do on my images, by the way, is I stitch a piece of felt on the back. I may have already told you that. It gives it a little padding and a little more dimension, makes it a little softer. And I do apologize for my cruddy fingers. I work with this clay during the week. It's called, what's it called? Brown Bear. And it is like the color of dirt. And no matter how many times I wash my hands, I think it literally stains my fingers. Not to mention, then I also have been gardening. And I'm scrubbing my hands all the time to the point where I think they're getting a little raw. So I apologize for not having immaculate hands. I say that because my mom always had immaculate hands. I'm new here. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, thank you. I'm glad you could come by. And if there's any inspiration to be had, I'm super happy to share. I'm not sure, but I'll do my best. I'm just going to craft like I always do. And welcome. Sorry to hear about the physical challenges, but we're a very welcoming community here. And I love the people that come by and visit with us. They're all very special to me. So I'm glad you can join the group and just say hello. So this is the image. I don't know what I want to trim the edges with. But then I always use my really thin lace trim for the edges. Let me lift it up a little higher. There we go. So let's see. What do I have? Bear with me a minute. You know what? I just found another really pretty floral piece. John, do you like Anthony or John? Do you have a preference? Let's see. I'm just thinking of what I want to trim the image with. So what I'm trying to do is show you what I learned when I started doing lace journals as kind of a template for the basics. And usually if you put an image on the page, then you put like a lace trim around the image. I try to do one that doesn't compete as much. So I'm trying to find one now among the ones that I have here. Oh, I like this one. I think we'll do this one. So I'm just going to trim it with some glue. Yeah, so if you know any friends that are free on Sunday afternoon or evening and they just want to join in on our group, they're always welcome. You know, I think for me, I do these lives absolutely thinking that it's just a small little group of us and then forgetting there's a large window on the world of YouTube. So there could be hundreds of people watching and you just don't know it. If I think of it that way, then I get a little nervous. But if I just think of it as a small community of friends, which clearly seems that way to me, it feels very natural and comfortable for me. Yeah, I hope Mary's okay. Has anyone heard from Mary? Sometimes she just gets sidetracked with other things, but I hope she can join us. I love Mary's videos, especially when she tells us stories. She's a very good storyteller. I think I'm just nosy. I like hearing about people's lives. So this is what I call trimming out the image. And I do like to do the putsy kind of trim. Sometimes not only will I put the lace around the image, but then I'll also put some tiny little pearls around the image. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do that today. We'll see. I also don't mind it being a little like shabby or tattered. I think it adds to the vintage look. Okay, so now let me turn it around so you're not looking at it upside down. That's better. I should have done that a while ago. It doesn't matter. Oh, don't be embarrassed at all. Boys are just as welcome. Trust me. I teach pottery to adults, and it's a very interesting group of people. But we have men in our morning class that's usually all women, and often when we go around and introduce ourselves, the men will say, I'm here because I just retired and my wife wants me out of the house. Putsy? Putsy means just wait. Who wrote putsy? Or did I say putsy? Well, for me, putsy means just kind of piddling around, not quite sure what we're going to do, or just doing little things here and there, but I don't know. Thank you for noticing that, Joanne. I did. I cut it on the diagonal, and I actually meant to do that on the other ones, so it's like a mitered edge because it sort of meets the other one better. And I didn't do it on the first three, and on this last one, I decided, I should cut that on the diagonal. So let me show you, like for this one. I don't know if it's going to work on this one because I didn't do them both this way. But typically, if you cut them both on the diagonal, you get that nice little point at the bottom. If you do only one on the diagonal and the other one square, then it looks like it's missing a little chunk. So to be honest, I should have either done them all on the square or all on the diagonal. Yeah, and honestly, I think if you do it on the diagonal, it makes framing it easier. So, good eye, Joanne. You caught that. Sometimes I fly by hoping nobody sees my little oopses. Trying to decide what I want to do on these. And then I definitely want either my pocket or a belly band there. Let's do the pocket since it's already created. And I think it'll be easier to decorate. You know what I do on pockets? Sometimes I will, because we're going to keep going on this journal for several weeks. I want to also put paper ephemera in. But on this one, if I just put the glue on the edges, which I know a lot of people do this on paper journals, if you just put the glue on the two edges, then you can tuck something behind the pocket as well. Or you can glue the bottom and the sides, and you'll just have a back pocket and then an envelope pocket that opens on the top too. So you can either decide to glue it down like a belly band so that it's open at the bottom and you could stick something in there, or you can just glue it all the way around all three sides and have a back pocket and a front pocket. For now, I think I'm going to leave it so that I have a little back opening down there too. So you can't really see these edges as well right now because they're the same fabric as the page, but I'm going to trim this one out. And last week I avoided this trim because it had a little bit of sparkly. You make a pig's ear out of it. So, but because this embellishment has a little bit of sequin sparkle, I'll pick up that same sequin sparkle with this trim. This is one of the trims I like to use for my fairy books. Our dog had a friend that lived next door. He was a little Jack Russell Terrier and so cute. He would literally come to the back door and just stare in because he wanted Rusty to come out and play. It was the cutest thing. But they moved away, and I think that's partly what's wrong is Rusty's missing his buddy. Kind of sad. Okay, so let's glue this one down. Oops. And got a big chunk of glue there. I didn't mean to do that. And this one I'm still not going to do on the diagonal. I'm going to keep them square. There we go. Okay. And it definitely does lend itself to something there, but oh, you know what? I'll just do a little bit more on the flap of the pocket and then something very simple up here. Ooh, this is pretty. There's a heart. I never use these. I have these heart appliques everywhere, and I always overlook them in my, I just overlook them. But I think with this journal, I'm going to be a little quicker to just do stuff instead of overthinking it. Like if I weren't on camera, I'd probably be overthinking a lot of these different appliques and treatments to different things. Where'd I just put that? Oh, here it is. But because everyone's watching and I don't want anyone to get bored, I'm just going to go for it because sometimes when you just go for it, you end up liking it better later. Okay. So there's that. I should put something here first. I think. Yep, I'm going to take that off. Throw caution to the wind here. Okay, Chat Shaz, thank you for coming. I know you have a lot on your plate, and so that you take a moment just to come. I hope you find some, a little bit of retreat, being able to join us each week. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you can come back again soon. Tell Glenn we said hi. Yeah, I'm going to put these here. And you know what, guys? I'm going to finish up these 2 pages and probably call it a night too, because I know in some parts of the world it's getting kind of late. Bye, friend. Take care. Okay, so I just wanted a little bit of trim. Oops, darn. Let's see. Let me put that back on. Okay, that is the good side to Fabri-Tac, though. You can move things around for a little while before it's totally stuck. Okay, now I'm going to put this trim back on, and I think it's going to work much better. Yeah, I like that much better. I'll hold it up so you can see what I did. And because of the way I'm working, I'll have to come back and kind of straighten things out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, this one's fallen off. There we go. Okay, it's not bad. What do you think? I think it just needs something right there. Let's see, what shall it be? Oh, I think I know. What about one of these? Yeah. Or another flat rose. No, whenever I use those, I think of a baby christening or something. I think it just needs one flower, kind of flat. Let's see, I'm trimming up one of these. Excuse me. See how one of those will go. Not sure I'm crazy about that either, but I have some little ditties in here. Let's check these out. Now I'm getting the glue off my fingers, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, so I have this tiny little ruched piece. I'm so sorry, there's glue everywhere. With a rose, that might be pretty. I do like buttons, but I'm not going to do a button right now. And I do like these. Let's see. Maybe for the contrast? No. Oh, you know what? I should do another piece from there to repeat that little design. I hope I'm not boring you to tears. Y'all have to come back now because I've gotten used to having you visit with me. Isn't this a pretty applique? Look at that. I don't even remember where I got this from. Might have been Olivia Hernandez. She sent me some gorgeous applique, but then I always get timid about saying who sent me what because I would hate to say the wrong person. And they'll be on the backside cursing me saying, I sent you that. Not really. I'm sure they wouldn't. Okay, so I'm going to add this piece of applique because it picks up that piece of applique. I'm glad, Joan. Have you gotten brave to try one yet, Joan? So many of the ladies that I used to watch don't do videos anymore. And I'm wondering if it's like a short-lived life cycle. Like you go all in and then for whatever reason, it's just you're done. I hope not, but it seems to be that way. Some of the ladies that I used to just faithfully watch, and we would do giveaways and swaps, and then they just kind of hung up their hat and said, I'm done now. I get that. I don't like it, but I get it. Okay, so there's the little embellishment that I put on top to pick up this embellishment. I'm not done with this page yet, but I'm not exactly sure what else I want to do. Let me just check out this one and see. Okay, yeah. So I have a habit of always putting a bow. So checking out this one, I'm not going to do a bow here because I don't want to do too much of the same on each page. Oh, you're thinking of doing one for your granddaughter. Oh, she'll love that. I think they make wonderful gifts, and especially if you can incorporate any like heirloom lace that might have been from somebody in the family, because then the pages will tell even more of a story. So I don't think I'm going to work on this one much more right now because I want a little more inspiration for this page. I do want something more on it. Now I have enough decoration here, and I like that the pleats are still showing here, the stitching. So I might just add a little bit more of a decorative edge here. And I don't mind that they don't match either. Sometimes matchy is too predictable. So I'm going to add these flat backs over here, and we'll see if I put any more over on the other side. But I really like these. And that's a very common flat back. You can find that one on quite a few websites. I almost forgot my son needs to leave. Bear with me, guys. Before we say goodbye, I just need to shoot him a text and say it's time to go because my older son is driving him to go. Is that you, Ethan? Okay, I just told Evan it's time to go. Okay, but I'm still live. But feel free, come on down. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Going to add some of her baby photos to it. I know. You know, I don't always hear about drama, but once in a while I'll hear about a drama going on in the crafting community, and I literally can't believe it. I'm like, we really still do things like this? You know, the back and forth, and I'm like, oh, okay. No wonder you want to hang up your hat. I wouldn't want to be a part of that either. But it is sad. I don't want it to make people, you know, stop doing what they love just because somebody doesn't know how to behave. It's quite sad. I just kind of keep my head down and do my own thing. I love it. And I know who my real friends are. I really do. So I am quite cautious, though. I cannot tell a lie. It is a spiritual experience. I mean, it's a gift from God to be able to pick up these things and create and find such satisfaction in what you create and literally look at it and go, oh my goodness, that was really fun when it's all said and done. And I'm hoping that's the spirit that I can convey and that other people will convey to you as motivation to keep doing it, because I do think there's a one true saying, and that is hurt people hurt people. And sometimes if you're trying to understand what makes people behave the way they do, sometimes it's just that they've been hurt and they're not satisfied unless somebody else is experiencing that same thing. And so that's why I try to go at it with understanding. So anyway, I will always defer to the side of kindness if I can. But I work with ladies all the time now. It was students, but now they're grown women, most of them. Some of them are gentlemen, but you kind of can feel it coming, like when somebody's going to be maybe a bit of a dramatic person. You can kind of read it in the things they do or say. So then I just try to keep my antennas up. Oh, sorry, my son's got one of those things on his car that deliberately makes the engine louder. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's just young kids. You know how they are. I don't know why you would want your car to sound like it's broken. Okay, so they're gone. And yeah, let's just all know that this is a safe place here, and we can share our thoughts and feelings. And sometimes you might not have something positive to share, but it's not like that's a bad thing. I also think we've gotten to a place where people don't feel like they can really share anything if it seems like it's going to be negative. And, to me, it's about how people receive it. Um, but we live in a real world where everything isn't always perfect. So I don't want you to feel like you can't tell us if you're sick or if you need somebody to pray for somebody or just need some encouragement or kind words because something happened that made you upset. It's okay. I think we should feel the way, feel safe sharing that, to an extent. Sometimes you don't want to share so much that people can cast judgment on you. You want to protect yourself as well. So anyway, it's a fine line, but here it's about having fun and crafting and chatting and, pardon me, having a sip of tea. Oh, John, you are so not causing a problem at all. There's nothing wrong, trust me. And you know the way you can find that out by doing what you just did, making sure by saying that, and then you don't have to go away thinking. You know how sometimes you go away going, "Did I say too much? Was I, should I have said anything?" Don't ever do that. Don't lose sleep over it. Um, okay, so these are the first two pages, and these are the next two pages. And I may put a sentiment here. I think I'm going to do a little bling or something. So this one's not completely done. I didn't put anything up here. Um, that's so true. Kindness and manners do not cost a penny. And it is all about love. I was just having that talk with somebody. You wouldn't believe a lot. I'm in the United States, and relationships have been so broken over the past few years because of politics and COVID. And I'm just refusing to let that destroy my relationships with people. If they're really my friends and they really love me, if my opinion differs from them, they're not going to care. They're going to just get to the basics of why we're friends. So anyway, this is it, and I'm happy with it so far. I was going to say I didn't put any embellishment here because when we go back through and put the ephemera, whatever I put in here is probably going to stick out some from back here. Yeah, same in England. I just think the whole world is going to suffer as a result, unfortunately. So let's keep this our happy place for at least a few minutes each week. Um, and I'm going to always look forward to having you guys join me as often as you can. And I do know that things come up and you can't always make it, but when you can, know that it makes my day, gets my week off to a wonderful start. Um, and it's also giving me a really fun reason to create a journal that I'm really enjoying making. Thank you, Angie. So I'm sending you all love and hugs. We'll go on to 2 more pages, maybe 3 next week, and be on the lookout for the giveaway winner. I'll post that in the next day or so. And if you didn't get to put a comment on my container garden video, that's where I'm going to draw the names from. And so if you'd like to still get in on that, I'm not going to end it until midnight tonight because I wanted it to go through the day of my live video. So there's still a chance to enter. I want to just say that I'm only going to be able to make the prize a few paper, and I think this is it. I'm doing some paper and lace giveaway items. I was showing you guys these gorgeous linen napkins. They're handcrafted with the lace. I'm going to put 2 of those in. I'm going to put in some of these laser cut paper doilies, which I think are so pretty. I've got glassine bags. Some are printed and some are plain. I'm going to put some of my fairy angel wing tags that I made. I'm going to put some Tim Holtz sentiment words and some acetate envelopes in a package. So that way I can mail it in an envelope, and if our winner is overseas, it won't be astronomical to put it in the mail to you. And I'm hoping it'll be items that you'll really enjoy using. And if you win, and they're not items you enjoy using, but you do know someone who's crafting, maybe you could swap with them or just share them with somebody that might appreciate getting them. So I'm going to call it a night and say thank you again for joining me. I hope everybody feels really comfortable and the subject matter didn't make anybody uncomfortable. John, we're super happy you came. And thank you so much for your compliments. You are so sweet. This is the little pocket and the next 2 pages. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Joanne. Have a good night. God bless all of you. I'm sending you love and hugs, and I'll just wait here for a second in case you all want to say goodbye to each other, and then I will really look forward to seeing you back here again next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye for now.